Hello and welcome to another episode of Storytime with Stuart. My name is Stuart and today's story is probably one of the best books ever written or best books ever illustrated, in my opinion. It is by an author who I love more than just about anyone on the planet, and an illustrator that I also love just about more than anyone else on the planet. The author is my brother, Ross Thompson, and the illustrator is my sister, Grace Traynor, formerly Thompson. This was read to me and my wife and I, on our wedding day during the wedding ceremony. And it had people in stitches of laughter, it had people in tears, and it had people falling in love with the fantastic author, my brother, and the fantastic illustrations by my sister Grace. And it is just one of the funniest books and one of the most lovely books as well. I really hope you enjoy this one, because this is special for me. This is The Fable of Beef and Lauren. And yes, Storytime with Stuart could have been Storytime with Beef. As a lot of you know, my nickname is Beef. But Storytime with Stuart sounds a bit better than Stories with Beef. So anyway, this is The Fable of Beef and Lauren. And I will try and do it justice, but it's probably not going to be as good as my brother's rendition on our wedding day. But I'll give it my best shot. Here it goes. Once upon a time, in a kingdom called Holland, lived a frog named Beef and a princess named Lauren. Beef was a smelly, timorous beast with a big dome head and a puffed out chest, while Lauren was the fairest in all the land. Her hair, it shimmered, and her palace was grand. One fine summer's day, many moons before, Lauren was walking down the shore. As she looked out to sea, in the sand she stood. She let out a big sigh and thought, life's good. Laying down on the beach, she closed her weary eyes and drifted off into a dreamy surprise. But after moments of sleep, she woke with apprehension, for a strange guttural noise had come to her attention. Ribbit, ribbit. As she opened her eyes, a horror was revealed. Off her beautiful face, a slimy frog she peeled. Ah! She screamed as she balked and she spat. But the frog just smiled and gave her some chat. "What are you doing?" said the frog. "I'm Beef, and I wasn't trying to give you any grief." She turned on her heels and made to go, but the frog clung on to her left big toe. It was only the day after Lauren was crowned. Now a stinky, slimy frog was following her around. "Beef, would you just bloomin' leave me alone?" But Beef the frog was like a dog with a bone. Try as she might, he just wouldn't leave. In the end, she caved and said, "Come and live up my sleeve." So for the next bit of time, Lauren walked around with her sleeve, imitating an amphibian sound. Ribbit, ribbit. Strange as it was, she grew attached to the beast. Her disgust over weeks and months decreased. Yeah, okay, she thought, his patter was rank, but his hair was divine and he looked like a tank. Maybe this little sleeve clinger could be my true love's true bringer. So the princess and frog were attached at the hip. They travelled the world. Their love never dipped. Until one day in Cos, Beef came out of her sleeve and did something Lauren could barely believe. He said, "Lauren, my princess, my beauty, my sweet, without you, my life would simply be incomplete." Ribbit, ribbit. He got down on his tiny wee frog knees and said, "Lauren, Penny, Ferguson, Wardle, will you marry me, please?" "What?" she thought. "Marry a frog? That's a wee bit mental," said her in her monologue. But she knew in that instant where her destiny lay. With Beef, she wanted to spend every day. And if you want proof that this love is authentic, try third time lucky in a global pandemic. So here we all are. The fable is real, pretty much. With their vows, a life of joy will be sealed. As I look over proudly at a prince and his best friend, I wish you happy ever after. We love you. The end. That was The Fable of Beef and Lauren by Ross Thompson and Grace Trainer. And it does say on the front, by the way, please note, the following may not be based on actual events, but pretty close to the real story. What a love story, eh? So, once again, thank you so much, Ross and Grace, for the wedding present and for Ross, your rendition of the story that you wrote and that Grace illustrated. It is a fantastic book. If anyone that read this, that's just listened to this story, would like a copy of that story, please just message me, and I'm sure I can sort out some kind of delivery of process of it. You just give me your name and details and stuff, and I'm sure if you liked it that much, you can get your own copy. But just let me know. If you enjoyed that fantastic story time with Stuart, with me, or you enjoy any of the other episodes of Storytime with Stuart, please just like and share Storytime with Stuart and get it out there to kids and adults that love amazing stories such as this one of the best stories of all time, read by me. So hopefully I will see you next time on another episode of Storytime with Stuart. But for now, take care. Bye. Ribbit. Ribbit.